Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Boys Club. Another Wednesday night. I'm letting everybody get in the room. SB bright and early. SB bright and early. Okay. I'm waiting for Prez to jump in the room so we can start up our thing. Y'all know what it is. Every Wednesday night, the Boys Club, share the video, tell a friend to tell a friend. We have great relationship conversations, and it's an amazing chat. So do me a favor, tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm about to get my guy Sean Prez in the room right now so we can get this thing started. Where's Sean? There you go. Prezzo.
Yo, Rich, what up?
What's up? What's the word?
Yo, Rich. Yo, for everybody listening, I don't think y'all understand how much Rich Dollars loves doing the Boys Club. Like, this dude actually loves this. No, I could tell. You love doing the Boys Club.
I do. It's therapeutic for me, bro. Honestly.
Word?
Therapeutic. I'm not.
Nah, I could tell you be excited. Shout to Sheila. She Illa just jumped in the room. Shout to her. Antoinette, I see you.
Catfish?
Absolutely. That's my buddy over there, Rich. Real talk.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I like Sheila. What up?
Yeah, she look good people.
She is good people. Mm-hmm. Real talk. Oh, shout out to my boy, I am Joe Paul. Yo, Rich, I'm going to put you on the spot. Joe Paul been trying to get us to do his podcast forever. The Verified Podcast is it. What are you waiting on? And Joe Paul, it's Rich. It ain't Sean Prez. I bought this to this man 50,000 times. And he's got a dope podcast. Can we do the podcast?
Joe, this is the first time I've heard of this. Nah, it's my fault. It's my fault. I was wrapped up. But now, Joe, we on it. Let's get it started. Let's get it done this week. If not this week, next week. That's my word.
All right, done. Okay. Yo, Rich, before we get started, did you do the intro?
Somewhat. Go ahead. Give it to him again.
Okay. So for everybody who tunes in week over week, we are the Boys Club, Rich Dollars, Sean Prez. This is just very, very raw, direct, unfiltered relationship discussions, but it comes from a man's point of view. We don't try to be politically correct. We don't try to say the right things. We try to have the most honest and insightful conversations that you can have, in hopes that if you are trying to find a man or you are in a relationship, you can just start to understand why men move the way that men move. So every Wednesday we're here, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But more importantly, our podcast is up. It's on all streaming platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. It's everywhere out there. Please go check us out. A ton of our past episodes are up there. But more important, at some point we are going to be moving this over to YouTube. So it is imperative that you guys go over to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the official Boys Club. If it doesn't come right up, just put Rich Dollar's name in there, Sean Prez. It'll come up for you. But the official Boys Club on YouTube. There we go. Okay, Rich. A couple of things happening in pop culture. I wanna get your thoughts on. Came out this week that Kim Kardashian, what's her new boyfriend's name? What's the comedian dude's name?
I know you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
Okay, somebody put it in the comments. I don't know his name, but I forget his name. But he got Kim and all of her children in the order that they were born in tattooed on his neck. What's his name? Pete Davidson. There we go. Yeah, we go. Shout out to Pete Davidson. He got Kim and all four of her children, who obviously we know they were fathered by Kanye West. Him and Kanye has been very, very public. about I guess Kanye's disapproval of Pete Davidson coming in behind him, and now Pete went and tattooed their names on his neck. From a man's standpoint, is that more of a gesture of "I love you, Kim," or is it a "F you, Kanye"? I'm with your ex-wife.
Absolutely a FU Kanye.
Really?
Absolutely a FU Kanye. Because first and
So
foremost,
hold on. No, because I got so if Kim Kardashian is sitting somewhere in Calabasas, happy as happy can be, she should not look at this like, oh my God, finally I found the one.
no.
Go ahead.
She should be looking at it like this guy is petty as hell and he's trolling right now. Number one, I can see if he has something to do with raising these children. He hasn't been around that long, like years and years and years. Like they just got divorced. So if he has been around for years and years and years, then they need to keep that a secret because that's a whole nother issue, right? You didn't raise these children. They aren't your children. And at this point, you're just trolling. You're trolling Kanye because now you're just rubbing it in his face. Like, not only am I sleeping with your wife, but hey, look at your kids' tattoo. And the thing about it is that Kanye goes on these rants where he unequivocally states the love for his children. Like, that's why I'm here. That's why I bought the house across the street. No TikTok. Where's the party at? All the shit that he's been doing, he's opened it up for him to become, he's let it be known. It's almost like if you're a warrior and you let a nigga know, like, my Achilles is my weakness, or my hair is my weakness. You let it know that those children were your weakness. And now, what's the number one thing you do under them circumstances? Is be like, they mine now, nigga. Like, they over here with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got them tatted on me. So now what? So all the beefing and all the stuff that Kanye's been doing to that dude, this dude, Pete Davidson, got him back with one trip to the bar, with one trip to the tattoo parlor. One trip to the tattoo parlor. All the shit that Kanye's been doing online for the last however many, Pete Davidson got him back with one trip to the tattoo parlor. Now, the problem is, why would Kim allow that? There's the real question. The real question is, why would Kim allow that, knowing that this is going to set this man off? So I have my issues with them, because we can go into the whole thing, like the whole Ray J shit. That's another conversation, right?
What part of it though?
The whole video and the trolling and the doing what you're doing online and pretending that this is a narrative and this is what it is, when really you're doing all these different things. Like, don't tell me that you don't want me to bother Pete Davidson. Don't tell me that this isn't what you want. You just want to live your life in peace and happiness, but you allow this man to get a tattoo on his neck with my children, when you know that was going to drive me up the wall. So don't tell me that you've been hurting about this sex tape being out there and it's killed you for these many years, and you can't imagine the pain and agony that my family's been going through, and then it comes out that Ray J and your mother worked out a deal for that sex tape. So it's got to equal. The shit that you say to the public has got to equal what's going on behind closed doors, or you lose credibility, and now you're looking nuts. Now you're looking nuts, and everybody who is gonna ride for the Kardashians, because we all knew what it was. We all knew that her mama was behind that sex tape. But now you just showing the pattern, and it just so happens that they both came out back to back. The tattoo happens, and then the Ray J goes on and denies that. You know, he goes and says that there was never nothing, and you doing all this shit for the TV show and blah 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 blah. You're allowing the world to see you for who you really are. It don't take long. It don't take long. And it took them, for us to acknowledge who they were as a family, a lot longer than what we really knew. We knew in our hearts who they were. This Pete Davidson thing is a slap in the face to Kanye West. You knew what it was going to do, and yet you allowed it to happen, and you co-signed it, because you can't tell me that that man went and did some shit with your children's name that you didn't know about and came home like, honey, look, you don't tell me that.
That was going to be my next question. Do you think, and again, Rich, you know how we do on the boys club. We take pop culture events and we apply them to real life situations. So let's just talk real life. A guy meets your baby mother and he gets a tattoo on his neck. You don't think that he would have just done that and like, surprise, look at me, honey, I'm for real with mine? You think that he would actually go to your baby mother first and ask for permission before he does that? Or should he have done that?
If he didn't, that's a whole nother level of problem. That's a whole nother level of disrespect, because that's got to be something that's co-signed. Don't go get my children tattooed on you, my man. Like, that's something that has to be that's a discussion. Like, that's a multiple day discussion. That's not no, hey babe, I thought about getting the kids. Oh yeah, go do it. That's a real life discussion. And if you didn't have it, that's a problem. If you did have it, then it takes me back to my original point. This is all a rollout for something bigger. This is all a situation for Hulu. This is because they have a show, and we're doing what we need to do to pique interest and to live our lives through the blogs so that this becomes monetarily beneficial. So if Pete is doing it on his own, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. If a man, yo ladies, come on, ladies. Your daughter's name is Ashley. I'm dating you. One day I come in the house and I'm like, yo, look, honey, Ashley tattooed on my neck. Like, that's some single white male-female relationship shit. Like, that's some weirdo, obsessive behavior shit. And if that happened, nigga, I'm calling the cops on you. I'm calling the cops on you. If a girl comes in my house and she's like, yo, I love you so much, Richie. Look, Ashley tattooed Taylor. Security. Security. Come get her. And if you condone that, there's a bigger picture. Now, if she comes home and the conversation is, yo, we got this TV show going on, and we need to turn up. This is subscription based.
Yeah, but let's that to me is irrelevant, because that's not going to happen in a regular relationship, right? That'll happen in Kardashian world. She's on TV. I'm gonna tell you, Rich. Let me just start by agreeing with you. If your man comes home or your woman comes home and they have how long would you say at best these people have been dating? For 6 months at best?
Sean, call it a year. Call it a year.
Okay, let's call it a year. If after a year, somebody that you have been dating comes home and they have not just your name tattooed on their body, but they have your children's initials in chronological order, in the order that they were born in, on their body, that is a red flag. That is not a gesture of love. That is not a gesture of security. You can depend on me. I'm going to be here for you. That is crazy. So that's number one. But the second thing I thought about was, how good is Kim Kardashian's box? Like, this woman has got to have the best box on planet Earth. She has to. If this man has been with her for a year, he is tattooing names on her. Her man before her is going crazy on the gram. Damn near lost his mind in that relationship. Kim, come on home, baby. What is Kim Kardashian doing? It got to be the box. It has to. Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
Keep it 100.
Attention.
Excuse me?
It's the attention. It's the attention. If you, okay, let's use this as an example. Future gives away watches to every girl, right? So if you get a watch from Future, you shouldn't be insanely happy that you got a watch from Future because that's par for the Future course. Pete Davidson is tatted from head to toe. His real estate is not much. So if he got a couple of extra tattoos, those are covered up. He gonna do what he needs to do anyway, and he gonna keep it moving. So for him to get those tattoos, for me, it's a bigger play. It's the attention. Kanye is out here losing his mind for Kim because he has psychological issues that stem further than box or anything like that. He hasn't been right. Let's just call it a spade, bro. Kanye ain't been right since his mom passed. Remember, Amber Rose?
No, I'll go so far as to say he hasn't been right from before that. But go ahead.
Okay. So with that being said, now I would absolutely agree that her box is amazing. It's got to be something very, very, but it's the whole, and Pete Davidson's crazy too. Be clear. He's got bipolar disorder too. He takes his meds and all that too. So maybe we need to start looking at Kim Kardashian preying on men more so than this box being so amazing. Because these are two men that we know have psychological issues. Pete Davidson, and I'm not saying anything that he hasn't said. Kanye was like, Pete, you took your pills. Pete's like, yeah, I took mine. You take yours? These niggas is arguing on the gram about did they take their pills. So for me, Kardashians preying on men, one. Two, there's a certain amount of, Pete Davidson was at Saturday Night Live, and in his own world, he was successful. But nothing.
Yeah, he is.
Huh?
He is very successful. He is.
But the amount of attention he's receiving from being with that girl is something he's never experienced. You can be successful in your world. And once you divvy into another world and you see that, wow, the universe is so much bigger than what I thought it is. Now you start becoming addicted to that. Now you fall in, and this is how they get you. This is how they get you. You fall into that place of where it's like, oh, wow. I never experienced anything like this before. It's like being an intern, and then you start working for Bad Boy, and you start being like, oh my God, this is crazy. To the point where you forget to ask for a check. You're having so much fun and living life to a degree that you've never lived it before that you forget to ask for money. Because we used to make fun of that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now take a nigga who's got issues already, psychological issues. I'm not stating this. This has been stated. Now they put you into a limelight that you've never experienced before with this family that you've never experienced anything like this. And you're so big on the blogs and you become a full Michael Jackson rock star out here. It's bigger than the box. Not to say that the box isn't amazing, but it's the whole package of what they stand for in their movements, that people can't access that kind of promotion and stuff without that. So then when you take it away, then it becomes crazy.
Okay, I don't want to stick too much to their story because it's not important to our program. But again, okay, let's just stick to the box for a second. Let's flip it. Good woman, get Kardashian out of there. We switch subject. Good woman, bad box. Will a nigga stick with a chick even if she is a good woman but got bad box?
Yeah. What really is bad box? Because
Okay,
the way
I'm sure you got every chick right now on this live, damn near 300, with their ears perked up. Because you just asked the question that every one of them want to know. What do I got bad box? Do I got good box?
okay,
What is good or bad box?
men,
So go ahead.
men? See, the difference between a man and a woman is the man's ultimate goal is to finish. To finish. A woman so scientifically stating, a woman very, very rarely have orgasms. So bad dick is clearly more prevalent than bad box, right? A man wants to finish. So if the box is dry, then you lube it up. If the box is too big, then I get maybe you falling in some pussy and that's just emasculating and you don't want to come back here no more. I get that. But if a man's ultimate goal is to finish and you allow a man to finish and a man does finish, then there really is no such thing as bad box. It just really is no such thing as bad box, as opposed to a woman who you got a little dick, you're not making me come, you're not eating my vagina right, I'm annoyed that you eat it down there, nigga, come back up. Like, there's a whole bunch of more issues going the other direction for a man than a woman. Now, a woman can have a stinky box, in which case that will make a nigga not come back. And a woman got a big old box, that'll make a nigga not want to come back. Those are really the two things. But if you can...
Yo, hold on. Stop there for 1 second. Is it a such thing as a woman having a big old box, or is it just a man got a small one?
So now this is the part where you got to be self-aware. If you're a grown man, you know what you're working with. And if you are working with what you know to be the normal package, and you still falling up in this motherfucker, you could pretend in your heart of hearts that you don't know if you got a little dick. But if you got a little dick, you know it. And if you if you know you got a decent package and it's a regular package and you still falling in, you know. Like, come on, fellas. Like, keep it 100. Women, keep it a buck. My box ain't big. That nigga got a little dick. No, that nigga got an 8-inch dick and you still falling in. Bitch, you got a big pussy. Like, stop it. So, come on. It's all about being self-aware.
Okay, so yeah, I want to back up. So, for the sake of our conversation right now, you're telling me there is no... Okay, I'm going to just say it. There's no such thing as bad box.
No, there is such thing as bad box.
Let's be clear.
It's stinky box, big box, stinky box. But for the most part, I don't think men have issues with box per se. So for the minority of the women that have these humongous boxes and niggas is falling in, then you know who
you keep equating bad box to size. So if I'm a woman sitting on my couch right now listening to the boys club and I'm trying to figure out, is that thing I'm sitting on any good or not? Because I can't keep a man regardless. Or I got a pretty good sized ego. I know I'm doing my thing. I think my thing down there is good. Are you telling me you equate or a man equates good box or bad box to the size of the box? Did I get that right?
Yeah. I can, in all my years, and in confession, I put up Wilt Chamberlain-esque numbers. In all, in, in all my years, I've never said Shorty box is trash. I've never, because if I come, then it served its purpose. It served its purpose. I've said, damn, Shorty had a big box. Or I've said, damn, that bitch is fine as hell and her box is stinky. And it did something to me. But I've never said, or I say, yo, the box is dry, in which case you go down there, you spit on it, you throw something in it, you put some fucking olive oil in there, you do what you do, regardless of the case.
Hold up. Did you just say olive oil?
I heard it's healthy.
Go ahead.
But I've never said, have you, you're a man, I know you married now, but.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Have you been like, yo, that was bad box? Like, there might be a girl who didn't move right, or in which case you just like, men will be like, yo, just lady, just let me do me. Like, I don't need you doing that. You moving, you hurting me, you bouncing up, and you stop. Let me just do me. You can always fix it. So as long as you finish, you leave that situation and be like, okay, the ends justify my means. Whereas women, on the other hand, it's more of an experience for them than it is for a man.
Okay. You're a funny dude. I'll put it this way, Rich. I would agree with you to an extent. How about that?
Okay.
Because I have walked away like, yo, honey got, I mean, that's just some bad box. But for the most part, for the majority of the time, for 99.5% of the time, it's like I always say, all box starts at good. You grade it on a curve. It's like going to school, and you ever see those teachers when you go to college, you in them lecture hall classes, and they be like, I'm grading you on a curve. Everybody's going to start at passing, and it'll just go from there. So I'm with you. For the most part, the way men think, if you finish, it was good. So if everybody technically starts at good, nobody's really, you got some chicks that just are some duds and they're bad. But for the most part, all women, be happy with yourselves. You all started good. You get a passing grade off the rip. It just gets better from there because some women just know what they're doing. They're more in touch with their sexuality. They're more comfortable with their men, and they're willing to do things, and the chemistry is right, and all. So it gets better from there. But for the most part, I would agree. It all starts at good. I've said it before. If you were born with a vagina, and you are now sexually active and you are stressing yourself, for the most part, you get a passing grade. You can go on to the next level. But there are just some women out there who are better. Yes, we agree. It all starts at good. But there have been a few that have been bad. I don't care. We're not going to sit here and make it sound like everybody is good. There's some people who, let's say the passing grade is 50, there's a couple of that's on at the 49.
No, you've had the ones where you'd be like, yo, Sean, my God, that bitch was mind blowing. Right? Like she's A++.
Yep.
Like she's Michael Jordan in the box. But there is no Luke Walton in the box. Like, all boxes, like, sufficient.
Yeah, it all started good. It all starts at good. So, ladies, be happy with yourself. If you're sitting there wondering and you're scratching your head and you're thinking to yourself, yo, I'm hearing this man talk about, yo, this chick got good boxing, that chick, you got it too. You passed. It's just some women got it better. I mean, exactly. you can go out there and get a Pinto or Yugo. Do any of those cars even still exist on the road? You can go get a Mazda Miata. It's gonna get you from point A to B, but it's a whole different driving experience when you start stepping up. And now you're in that Benz. Now you done experienced the Porsche or the Range or the Bentley Coupe. It's a different experience. So technically, you got what I'm saying?
Perfect analogy. Every car will get you from A to B. But some cars is a whole fucking driving experience.
Some cars just make you want to drive. So it's some cars out there that are utility. They are as simple as I use them for transportation. No different than if you don't own a car, you got to take a city bus or you got to take the subway. They are utility. But there are other vehicles that are made for the driving experience. Like it could be someplace down the road that you could walk to, but you just like, damn, I just feel like being seen in this car. I gotta.
That's what I was talking about. When niggas hit me up and be like, yo, Rich, you saw Shorty yesterday? How was that? Hyundai. Word? What's Shorty? Tesla. That's my new shit. That's my new shit. From now on. Shout out to Lou Johnson. I just see him pop up in the room. What's up, Lou? And happy birthday, my boy Slick Rick. Ricky, happy birthday, bro. Love you.
Nah, it's a lot of people I see popping up in the conversation. Shout out to my man Jude Bernard. That's Frat. Jude, what up, kid? And I saw my little nephew. This conversation's a little grown for him, but shout out to little Johnny down in North Carolina. Shout out to my little nephew. See him in the conversation. But yeah, kid, that's how we got to start describing it from here on in.
Yo, and my man is in this room too. And Will, Dr. Will, when this is you, bro. Because that nigga, I'm not even gonna put you on blast, bro. We're gonna move on. Dr. Will, what up, man?
Okay, let's switch conversations because we gotta get to the callers in a minute, all right? Drake, speaking of Wilt Chamberlain numbers, Drake, he's a different type, Rich. Like Drake is he's just different. We have been around, and you and I have been around some of the best that's ever did it. Maybe it's because back in them days they didn't have social media. It didn't feel, what Drake is doing out here, it feels next level. I gotta give him his props, the way he moved with these women. So, long story short, this week, a dude is trolling him and hits him on the gram and says something about his son. Drake got it and said, you know what? And actually hits the dude back. Yo, I think your wife might be miserable. Let me go follow her. Which he did. Starts DMing the dude's wife. Dude's wife, Drake just followed me, had no idea that her husband was trolling Drake. Drake went into the gram, got her information, and she starts putting up Instagram stories talking to Drake. So my question is it a violation for your wife? And this was his wife. This ain't his girl. This ain't somebody he just met. This is not wife E. This is till death do us part, for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse. You're my wife. And now she's putting up multiple stories with Drake. Did she violate, or did her man set himself up for that?
First of all, this is a three-part answer. First of all, the level of Drake's petty is unmatched. He's cerebral. So he's like, he don't claim to come, I'm gonna come beat you up and that. He's cerebral. But what he did was get in that man's wife's DMs. And what that showed that man, it was more, whether the wife knew about the back and forth trolling or whatever, the man should have never did that because he's playing with a different type of breed. Drake's a different type of person.
He's different.
So
He's different.
there. But then once your wife, who's oblivious, unbeknownst to her what's going on the gram, she starts posting this. She's essentially letting you know that this relationship is not more important than Drake in my DMs. Our marriage, because no man, my wife, Sean, my wife better not screenshot, acknowledge, much less openly acknowledge that she's in her DMs having conversations with a whole man. I don't care if it's hello, love, how's your day? If you doing that shit, do that shit on the low and let Drake post that shit and you could be like, babe. But when you post it in your story, you're clearly letting me know that this marriage means nothing if Drake is in my DMs. Which the bigger picture is, if this nigga wants to smash, you don't even matter. That's what she's saying. If there's no way in hell that there's nothing more emasculating. There's nothing else to even say. There's not even a rebuttal. It's Drake. What? You're a whole married woman. And if you ever disrespect me to that level, you're showing me exactly what you think of me. That's a microcosm of if he saw you at the grocery store or driving down I-95 or anything. You are letting me know in your heart of hearts that I don't matter to you. Because Drake DM'd me, regardless of how you feel and who sees this conversation, I'm putting this shit on my story. Because it's too big for me not to acknowledge. Regardless of my personal situation, this is too big for me not to acknowledge. So fuck you, nigga. I'm posting this. And I don't care what you say about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, her man played herself. Let's start there.
Correct.
He played herself. So it's one thing to take a behind whipping from Drake, right? Like Drake actually responded to him. Oh, you talking about my son? He told him, didn't DM him, said it right there in the open. I think your wife is miserable. Let me go follow her and make sure she's good. Drake hit me back. Don't you get 2 million people atting you a day? But somehow or another, you found my one freaking text, my one message. And that, so homeboy, it's like he went out there and he didn't realize, like, yo, I just stepped into the big leagues. But his wife, that was a different level of disrespect. It really was. Because she could have secretly, if she didn't know, which I'm sure she didn't, her man ain't gonna tell her, yo, I just took an ass whipping by Drake in public. I'm sure he didn't bring that home. And I'm sure he also went home and was like, baby, let me see your phone. Like I want to make sure Is he really going to fight? And is she accept? Don't you gotta accept people following you and stuff like? But for his girl to go there and put it on the stories and be hollering about Drake following me and going back and forth in conversation, to me, he set himself up for it. But if that was a regular dude, which he is, it just shows you better. Let's just hope. And see, Drake is so different because Drake will fly in to the smallest town in Middle America to smash something. He's not like one of them other stars that'd be like, yo, let me fly you out. Drake could be like, yo, where you live? Oh, you live in Burgall, North Carolina? Wallace, North Carolina? I'll be there next Tuesday.
Meet you at
I'll figure out exactly. As a matter of fact, it ain't even no Applebee's there. We gonna go to the local. We gonna go to McDonald's. But I'm the type of dude who will fly in to smash something. And his wife, to me, she played homeboy. She played herself. And if I was him, he got grounds to be upset with her. He really do.
Women. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Women,
Go ahead, but we got a lot of audience questions, so I want to get to them that they wrote in before we go to our callers.
This takes me. I'm gonna go on a diatribe. It's gonna be short. I'm not gonna go into it. This goes into, but I needed a segue. My man Marcus posted something about people be asking for stuff that they don't even want to give on their own, that they don't even deliver. You ask for things that you can't even deliver. This is the perfect example. Women say they want soft landing spots. They want to be felt like they're they're the ones, and you can't make these decisions. You got to make cognizant decisions about how this shit affects the other person and what the other person's going to think about you moving forward. Don't post Drake, because I'm not saying this is going to end your marriage. It may not end your marriage. It probably won't end your marriage. There'll be some argument. There'll be some sleeping on the couch. There'll be some throwing shit and yelling and screaming or whatever the case may be. But forever, this man is going to know. He's going to feel like this is what it is. You just exposed yourself. So now when he starts to treat you like the person that you have exposed yourself to be, you can't get mad at anybody but yourself. Don't get mad and create the narrative that men don't want to do this, or men don't want to do that, or men are creeps, or men are this and that. When in reality, you just did something that exposed yourself, and now this man can't look at you the same again. So all I'm saying, I'm not going to go into a long diatribe. Just be careful about what you do and think about what it does to your relationship moving forward. Because that's what's
maybe she just got caught. Maybe she just got caught in the moment.
And that's fine. But for me, you know what? A person that's like myself, it lets me know. It lets me know that if you bump into somebody in the club, their flyer, and you see that somebody's gonna be here on Saturday night, I can't just feel comfortable about you saying, yo, baby, I'm going to see Trey Songz. Bad example. Yo, baby. No,
we gotta switch the subject, Rick. We gotta switch the subject. We gotta switch the subject. But before we do, please, everybody, follow us, _official boys club on IG, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we will be moving this conversation to YouTube. It's the Official Boys Club on YouTube. It should come up, but if it doesn't, hit Rich Dollar Show and Press, and it'll come right up. Subscribe to it, because this conversation is going to start being moved over there. All right, Rich, we got a couple of callers who we got a couple of people. Sometimes people are afraid to be on air, so they send us their questions via DM. So I'm gonna read a couple to you, all right? Before we start letting callers in. One woman said, do you think it's wise to tell someone what you're looking for in a mate? I'm asking because sometimes people come with their representatives. Once they get you, the real them comes out. I like to sit back, see the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I stopped years ago to see how genuine people really are. So do you think it's wise for a woman to tell people up front what it is that she's looking for?
As it pertains to, okay, that's a difficult question. That's a really, really good question.
It is a good question.
In the macro, yes. In the macro, yes. I want an educated man. I want a man to have a good job. I want a man to da-da-da-da-da. The bigger things that you can't really hide, then yes. But when you start going into intricate details, and I want this, and I want that, and I want this, and he has to be able to do this, you're basically giving the answers to the test. You never want to give the answers to the test, because now you just gave him the cheat code. Now he's going to tell you what you want to hear. You're absolutely going to get his representative because he knows the way to get to where you want him to be. And then once you get there to that, once you allow him to that point, you feel like you have vested time. You have vested this, you have vested that. Now it's hard for you to turn back. Whereas if you telling people what your red flags are, and for them to show you them same red flags, they would be foolish. And you don't need to be with that person anyway, because he has no bearing or care about how you feel. You can't tell people what you want and not, like I said, it's very simple. You can't give people the answers to the test and expect them to come in and learn something. If you give them the answer, they're gonna, when the reality is they might not ever know what that actually is. But you just gave them the answer. I want a man that can do this. Okay, yeah, baby, I can do that. I want a man that gives me flowers. You get them one set of flowers and you check that off your fucking bucket. You check it off your list. And that's not even who this dude is. So now once he's in the relationship and you guys are in, now the real him comes out. You ain't got no flowers. He ain't eating your pussy. He ain't picking you up from work. He ain't opening the passenger side door for you. He ain't doing none of that. But you mad at him. But you told him that you needed all that stuff at the beginning. He gave it to you just to appease you, to get what he wanted. Now that he's gotten what he wanted, you're vested. He's not. He wins. You lose. You gave away the answers to the test.
Okay, that's one way to look at it. But you and I have we've had a similar conversation, and it has been a thread throughout the entire boys club conversation week over week. I believe you have the hard questions and the hard conversations up front. Not the first date, but as you are starting to get to know somebody, as you are beginning to because think about it. In the beginning, you don't know if you want, all you know is there's an attraction. There's attraction enough for me to go out with you. There's an attraction enough for me to be curious. I want to learn more about you. But when you start to think this could become something, I think that it's important. Ask the hard questions. Let this person know what you're looking for before you give something away that you can't get back. Let's put it that way. So with time, and me and you talk about vetting your man. We talk about this weekly almost. I believe whether you give the answers to the test away or not, a person's going to be who they are anyway. So if they got you fooled, for the first 6 months, at least you can look in the mirror and say, yo, I did my part right. I put it out there what I was looking for. I went into this with my best intentions. Unlike women and men are very, very different, as you know. A woman can go out with a dude 4, 5, 6 times, give up the box, and she's that's my man. We talking. That's my dude. The conversation ain't never been had, but because y'all have spent a little bit of time together, your feelings is involved. Now you think y'all are something you're not. And this man does not feel the same way because men and women don't operate on the same timeline. And we know that. That ain't my girl. I hit it, but that ain't my girl. Oh, we've been seeing each other for a few months. I smashed, but that ain't my girl. But it's much. I think you have a better chance of having a good outcome with having adult, very honest conversations of what you're looking for up front, because I think people get hurt with the ambiguity. That doesn't take away from a man is going to be a man. A dirtbag is going to be a dirtbag. But if you bump into a halfway decent dude, maybe he can look at you and be like, yo, you know what? I would love to be that dude for you, but just not now. Right chick, wrong time. You know what? And he can have an honest conversation. I just got out of something.
Come on,
I'm not there yet.
come on, Sean.
But go ahead.
Come on, Sean. You know, you see a fine woman, you plan like for me, a woman like when we say vetting, I'm not saying give the answers to the test. I'm saying pay attention. Pay attention to
Yes.
who a person is. Pie in the sky, I 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you that two adults should be able to sit down, have a conversation. You tell me what you're looking for, and I tell you if I can accommodate you. That's a grown-up situation. The problem is there's so many ulterior motives. She's fine. I want to fuck. So
Rich, but you're answering you're saying exactly what if it's going to happen, it's gonna happen anyway.
no,
But
no. But you have the
but
opportunity to sit back and say, I'm watching him. I know he doesn't open the door. We've been out 5 times and this nigga ain't never made his way to the passenger side.
you can do the same thing, but still have the conversation. Let homeboy know what you're looking for. You can. I'm not saying that having a conversation is going to change anything. You look and you. What is it? Listen twice, speak once.
Correct.
You pay attention. You watch. You make sure that what he is saying is aligning with his actions. But there are people who get scammed and duped and there are literally educated, intelligent people out there that get scammed. People do things and give away their bank account information and somebody done went and cleaned them out. It can happen to anybody. It can. We know this. I'm just saying in a relationship, especially for a woman, I think it's important to don't play. And here's another thing. You said something about failing a test. Nigga, don't test me. As a man, that is the most don't test me. Don't. Do not test me.
Herein lies
Excuse
the
me?
problem.
Go ahead.
Herein lies the problem.
I'm listening.
Sean, you only think like yourself. So when we have these conversations, you like, I would never. This is who Sean is. I'm saying, look at the bigger picture. Everybody, number one, everybody not you. They not forthright. They don't have a big ego. And a big ego takes away a lot of I guess, lies and manipulations, because in your mind, you like, I'm not fucking playing games. I got too much shit going on. I'm Sean Press. I'm a good dude. I'm not playing these games. What I'm telling you is that pay attention to all the guys that do. So when we have these conversations, don't look at it like Sean Prez and how don't test me or don't da-da-da. You don't need to be tested because you're coming as who you are. You're coming as who you are. Take it or leave it. Let's not waste each other's time because you can't get it back. And this is who I am. And if you're not cool with that, then move the fuck on. That's a Sean Prez.
Okay, but I just want to make sure we are sticking to the question. Are you saying it is not important for a woman to tell a man what she's looking for, not first date, but early, when she knows that emotionally I'm starting to feel something? Are you saying don't put your cards on the table and just watch?
What I said at the beginning, on a macro level, you can tell a person what you're looking for, where you want to go, and what you're looking to accomplish. On a micro level, if you want to see the nuances of somebody, you can't give away the answers to the test.
Rich, you're going to see it anyway. But at least you can say you did your part.
If a girl comes
if a nigga's on his game, go ahead.
If a girl comes into a relationship and she tells me, you got to open the door for me. I like red. I like hookah. I like this. I'm going to arrange, and this is not even the creep in me. This is just the smart person in me. I'm going to arrange those things to give you what you want so that I can move forward to the next level. So now that I'm at the next level, I've won. Essentially, I've made you feel like that, and I might hate hookah. And I might sit in that hookah bar and be like, I can't wait to get this girl to the point where I ain't never got to go back to hookah again. I ain't doing this shit no more. But for now, because I like you and I want to get to know you and I want to move this thing forward, I'm going to do the things that you want me to do. And then in 6 months, you're going to be looking up like, yo, nigga, you ain't took me to no hookah bar. All we do is go to such and such or such and such. And we don't even do the things that I like to do anymore. Well, I never liked doing those things in the first place. But now that I got you, here we are. What's up? What you gonna do now?
Okay, we gonna switch topics, and I'll end it with this because we got to get on before we bring the callers in. A person can only be who they are, and they can only hold out and put on that fake mask, their representative, but for so long. So whether they are trying to impress you or not, if you are willing to be patient, if you are willing to watch, if you are willing to listen, if you are willing to sit back and let a person's actions dictate how much you are willing to move forward, I don't care if you give them the answers to the test or not. A person's only going to be who they are. That is factual. But I believe, and this is just Sean, dudes get away with pretending and doing all of the extra stuff because a woman wants to believe anyway. She just does. She wants to believe this dude is exactly who he says he is, and my emotions and my feelings are already in this thing. So I will validate it by accepting what he's doing, but my sixth sense, that instinct of mine, is telling me he's full of crap anyway, because things ain't adding up. But I like him. I'm into him. And I'm gonna believe it anyway. But I believe whether you give the answer to the test or not, if you're willing to be patient, a dude is gonna show, a human being is gonna show you who they are. It's that simple.
But how long? I don't know. I guess it depends on how long this whole process goes on. because
Yeah, it depends on how long. It depends on how long, and that is it can be quick or it might be a little longer, depend on how consistent this person really is. If this person, Rich, we all slip up, man. Like Sean, I don't like nothing to do with the kitchen. You will never, ever, ever, ever see me cooking. You will never, ever see me over a stove. I would rather eat cereal for the remainder of my days before I boil a pot of water. I'm just not that dude. I don't like it. So if a woman was, yo, I just want a man who can cook and this, that, and the third, it would be death to me to go in that kitchen and cook. It just would. I can maybe hold out for 2 weeks, but after that, I gotta be who I am. It's as simple as that. But it is what it is. Let's move on. I got another question for you. You shaking your head while I'm about to read the question. You can finish your thought. Um. Okay. Uh. Okay, this is a woman who she hit us a couple of weeks ago. I hope she's on the live tonight. I'm sorry it took me so long to get to your question. She says, "Hi, I tune into the Boys Club every week and love the show, but I want to ask, do you think single ladies can find someone even if they have a disability? I have epilepsy and I black out and I stop telling people, but it's gotten to where I have to tell men or anybody because it can happen at any time or anywhere. Do you think this is a problem? Do men care about women with disabilities?" So I guess that's the long and short of it.
um, I don't think. I think that there's somebody for everybody. So let's start there. I think that you can find a man that is open to being able to nurture or be around you with a disability. That's not the biggest thing in the world. It's not an end all be all. But I do think that disabilities scare people off. Absolutely. Because it creates a sense of um, reliance on somebody. And sometimes people get nervous when it comes to being people relying upon you and you don't really know them and you haven't gotten to that point yet. I don't know that you lead with that. I don't know that you meet a dude in the grocery store and be like, "Oh, yo, what's up? You're a cutie. I got epilepsy. What's good?" I don't know that you do that. I think that you got to let some time go by. You got to let somebody see you for who you are and understand that it's bigger than your disability. You're bigger than your disability. And that might be able to help ease into that. I just don't think that relationships are enough work as it is. And I don't think that you have to get to know somebody to know that you're taking on more than a regular relationship. You have to show somebody that they're worth it. Like, you're a good person, you're genuine. I really, really like her, but I found out she has epilepsy. And I have, and I now I've created, like, we've created a sense of loyalty to now where I feel like this is bigger than just the epilepsy. I like you. I want to be with you. This is bigger than whatever disability it is. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't lead with stuff like that. You can't lead with stuff like that because you might scare off the average person who doesn't really know. Give it time. I'm not saying keep it a secret, but just don't lead with something like that could run somebody away before they actually got to see that you're worth much more than what your disability is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's a good answer, Rich. I thought about this. I- you're talking about a disability, but it could be anything, man. I think coming too heavy into a relationship too early, that scares dudes off. Period. It is a dude from a man's standpoint. You know, nigga want to have fun, whatever that means, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not coming into this situation and all of a sudden I gotta hear every one of your problems. I don't want to come into a weighted situation. So too much too quick is definitely a turnoff. So let's start there because it's bigger than a disability. But if you're getting to a point that you and homeboy got chemistry, you're starting to like this dude, you think he's starting to like you have to have that conversation. Because like she said, it can happen at any time. He got to be prepared for this. If God forbid he's smashing and she go into a seizure or something, nigga think he killed her or something. Like he'd be like, what is this? So I got to know what I'm dealing with. But if it comes at a time when we are good, I don't think that it's. I think that that's one more decision that people take into account before they really get serious about somebody. And
Can
I
you see
don't.
me?
And for the woman, huh?
Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see.
All right, go ahead.
I don't think for the woman who wrote in, I don't think it's a turn off. I don't think it. I think if you come in on the first date and you talk about I have epilepsy, it's too much too soon. But if you come in on the first date and tell me you 3 months behind in your rent, that's too much too soon. If you come in and tell me your baby father was locked up for the last 3 years and he get out next week, that's too much too soon. I like it's a time and a place for everything. But if you're dealing with an illness, I don't think that is something you should be afraid to disclose. I don't think it's an automatic deal breaker. I don't think anybody is gonna run away if you disclose it when you guys have at least a friendship. But
Correct.
if you are in the getting to know each other stage, meaning first date, second date, I think it might be too. Here's the deal, Rich. Why would you tell this person? You don't even know if you're gonna be with this person. Truthfully speaking, like why would you disclose that? We ain't even talking on the phone every day. I ain't seen you but 2 times, 3 times. So when y'all get to the point that it is more, then I would absolutely say disclose it. Okay, I'm gonna ask you what's that noise, Rich?
It's the iPad. That's you. But I don't know why
No,
I
that.
can't turn the iPad down.
Okay, I'm gonna ask one. You know something? I'm gonna save this next question. I'm
Okay.
typically we should be going to callers right about now. So let's stick to the script. Let's
Nah, do
open
the
up
last
these
question.
phones.
Do the last question. I want.
Okay, so for everybody, we go into to the open lines right after this. Y'all know the rules. You must be in a well lit place. We do not talk to blank screens, so you must look in a camera. You must have very, very good Wi-Fi or cellular service. Um, if you are talking robotic, if you're buffering, we're gonna have to end the call. And lastly, you must have a question. So right after this, start hitting that plus button below, and we'll let you in right after this. Okay, so a young lady hits us. She says, long story short, I was with my ex for 22 years, dating 6 months, then moved in together, had a couple of kids, bought a few houses, built a business, got married after being together for 8 years. After the kids and after our first house, we were married for 14 years. So 22 years in total. I know that's a lot. He has an affair with our loan assistant, falls in love with her, and he tells me he loves us both and he wants to be with us both. Needless to say, that don't work for me. So we broke up. It's been 7 months, and I tried to talk to him about getting a divorce. His response is he doesn't want to get a divorce because he's not getting remarried. Meanwhile, he lives with his girlfriend. Would love to get you guys' thoughts on this.
Okay. Real simple answer. He's bugging. He can't make you be somebody and do something that you don't want to do. stick to your guns, stick to your morals. If he's living with his girlfriend, he clearly doesn't want to be with you. So you initiate the divorce. You do what you need to do. You serve that man the paperwork that needs to be served for you to get out of the relationship and get into a relationship that you feel comfortable in. Don't ever let nobody pigeonhole you, put you in no corner to where you acquiesce into some shit that's not who you are. Clearly, you said it wasn't for you when the relationship started, and you shouldn't go back on your word, because if it isn't you then, it isn't you now, and you should be somewhere where you feel comfortable. He's making moves. He left the house. He did what he needed to do for his sanctity, his happiness, and you should do the same for your sanctity and your happiness. The end. The end. Ain't no dude out there that's worth you putting yourself in situations, of lifelong situations, to where you like looking at yourself in the mirror and can't even look. It's like, why am I sharing my man? Like this, like ain't no penis that good. Period. Ain't no business that lucrative, and ain't nothing for you to go away and give away your sanctity and your peace of mind.
Okay. This is a little bit concerning because she actually ended it with, I would love to get you guys' thoughts, which means there's some consideration there.
Exactly.
There's some consideration, right? So this is the boys club and we have very brutally honest conversations. So, you know, let's just call it what it is. Women tend to hold on. You said ain't no penis worth it. You know what's more important to a woman than good penis? It's the time that they put in. Every single woman is always talking about, I gave 5 years. I gave 10 years of my life. I've been with this dude for 15 years. If you notice, this woman literally laid out her timeline and capped it off with, we've been together for 22 years. I don't care, miss. I don't. 22 years, 22 days. Y'all, this thing is a scale, right? Like y'all put too much weight on the scale of how much time you have invested in your little relationships. If your man, if she had told us, yo, my man cheated and he just want to come back home, what do you think? Okay, that's one thing. But that man is living with the loan officer. He cheated on you with the loan officer that y'all got your houses from, and he's living with her and telling you, I love you both. Well, guess what? He loves her more. How about that? Action speaks louder than words. Don't trust him on his words. Trust that man on his actions. I don't care what he say.
Ooh, say that again.
And that is as real as you could put it. That like his words, it ain't nothing for us to talk about. I'm holding you accountable not for what you say, but what you do. It's as simple as that. So right now, while he's telling you he loves you, and maybe he do, he should love you. Y'all got kids together. You built a business together. You got houses together. You had 22 years of marriage. He should damn near love you. Yes, he should. He just loved her a little bit more. It's as simple as that. So if you are waiting on him to put these divorce papers in, it tells me that if me and Richie got on this live today and said, get this man a chance, you would. And that is very, very concerning because you don't need his approval to put divorce papers in. It happens every day of the week. You can go down to that courthouse and put your little divorce papers in and they're going to serve him and he got to show up to the court. So for him telling you, I'm not getting remarried, so what if he ain't getting remarried? What the hell that got to do with you when you in that bed by yourself, playing with yourself, and he's home with his chick smashing? Put them papers in and move on with your life.
And
Stop looking at how many
quite
years
frankly,
y'all. Go ahead.
quite frankly, this nigga's an infidel. So once you
Rich,
submit the papers,
well, hold up. Whoa. You're smarter than me. I don't even know what that word means.
infidelity.
What is that?
Infidelity means he's out here
Oh,
cheating.
okay.
The act of being an infidel is infidelity. So
Go
now
ahead.
you're going out here, like you don't have to ask this dude permission. You go into the courts, you won. He's cheating on you and living with somebody while you guys are married. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that in the court of law. He loses, you win. Take yours and go about your business. Take yours and go about your business.
Yeah, and here's the deal, Rich, and then we got to bring these callers in. The truth of the matter is, she still love this man, and it's okay to still love this man, and he probably still love you. He just love his new chick a little bit more. So I hope that helps. Go ahead, Rich. Let's get to the callers.
All right, so let's start letting people in. Cash Ash divorce. Supreme. Oh, I don't know what's all this. This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, this sounds like some mess already.
What up?
What's up? How you doing, love? What's your name and where you calling from?
I am good. I am Ashley Thomas out of Dallas, Texas. My question is this, right? So I own the first Black woman on call center in America, and it's a multi-million-dollar business now, right? I stayed in the trenches for 5 years. I dated someone for 3 years, but he was in the Fed, so he's been out for 2. So we dated while he was in it for 1. He was a good friend of mine, so we've been cool for 10 years, right? So now we're engaged, but when he came out, he was on some bullshit, texting bitches and all that kind of shit when I was the motherfucker there for him, and I run a business. So it's like I was hitting that highway. I was doing shit that bitches don't do no more. Let's just keep it real, right? So I want him to sign a prenup, and I'm not comfortable with getting married to him because I watched what he did, even though I didn't catch him cheating and shit, but still the actions that you're doing leads up to that, So what do you think about that? Like, how should I tell him I want a prenup without him like tripping and shit? Because I'm not gonna walk down the aisle without one, period.
You're not gonna do what now?
Walk down the aisle without him having a prenup signed.
Okay. So all right. So normally, okay. So he was in feds.
Correct.
And then he got out. So this is basically
Yes.
Life lockup, life after lockup.
Pretty much.
Okay. From a relationship standpoint, I understand that you was in jail. He was down. You held him down while he was down, and you expected a certain amount of loyalty when he came out.
Absolutely.
I would venture to say, maybe show him things differently. Y'all move too fast. You can't take somebody out of that situation and put them back in society to where now they have access to people. They're seeing women. They're in the grocery store. They're at the club. They're in the park. They're doing whatever they're doing. They're meeting people and expect this man not to feel his royal oath. I feel like that's a recipe for disaster. That's like you needed to take a step back and understand what was going to happen, which I think this is what you did. Like you said, okay, I'm going to let you feel your royal oath. Now I don't feel so comfortable because I've built what I've built and I don't really trust you anymore.
Yeah, facts.
A person's only going to do as much as they can do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. The second thing is a person can only do as much as you allow them to do. So the first thing is he's locked up. He can't do much.
Right.
The second thing is you didn't encounter
comments.
Huh?
These comments, they talking about run, sis.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it short.
Stay with us. Stay with us, girl.
Run, but I'm gonna tell you to assess where you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not where you thought you were going to be when he was down, then maybe you might need to reassess that situation. If you just said the magic words, you don't trust them.
Mm-hmm.
To walk down the aisle with somebody you don't trust is a recipe for disaster. You already said the magic words. You just needed us to confirm it and maybe show them things differently. But as far as I'm concerned, you know what the right thing is to do. You just wanted to hear it. You just said, I don't trust him. I'm not walking down the aisle without a prenuptial. If you're thinking about the trust factor and what you have built on your own and losing it, then that's not a relationship that you should be in.
All right. That's what I needed to hear. That's what I needed to know.
No, hold up. Slow down. What's your name again, girl?
My name's Ashley Thomas.
Ashley Thomas. Very nice to meet you, first and foremost.
Nice to meet you.
Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you did not feel like this man was stepping out on you, would you still want this prenup? If he came home and did everything right, will we be having this conversation right now?
No.
We would not be having this conversation.
No. And see, I don't know, I don't know. I don't have I don't know. I don't have proof that he was stepping out. Nobody ever said, hey, I slept with your man or nothing like that. And from there, I just let him know what the fuck I'm not going to deal with because I know who I am. I'm in the public light as it is. And so what I'm not going to do is have you embarrass me and then our shit is on the radio. That's what I'm not going to do. So I have to move really wisely. But the only thing that has me considering the marriage is because we broke up for 8 months and then he came back and for a year and a half, he was doing everything that he needed to do. And I didn't have any issues he would get into therapy, all of that kind of stuff. So that's what had me kind of thinking, but it's still in the back of my head. Like you tried it, I was down for you. I'm doing what women don't do. These women don't do that shit no more. And I was down for you because we were friends for 10 years and you did that. So I guess the betrayal is just kind of stuck in the back of my head.
Okay. So here's what I would tell you. With a prenup, without a prenup, Ashley, I don't think you're ready for no marriage with this man. Not now. I think it's bad timing.
Mm-hmm.
I think how you feel in your heart, it's okay. Like the way nobody can judge you for how you feel.
Right.
But the point that you feel this way, I don't care if he was the best man on planet Earth. You should not be walking down nobody's aisle feeling this way about this man, whether you had $2 in the bank or 2 million or 20 million. This is not the way you should go into a marriage. A marriage is to death do you part if it works out right? If it is this, I'm choosing you as my life partner. Why would you even want? Take the prenup out of it. Take money out of it. Why would you even want to consider walking down the aisle and saying, I'm yours and only yours, and this is the way that you feel about this man? So I don't know if counseling is y'all's answer. I don't know if more time is y'all answer. I don't know if you just need time to heal. But this, I can tell you, if y'all marriage don't work, it will probably be more to do with you than him. And what I mean by that is he did something to get you to this point, but you are carrying around energy that you are going to be like deuces the first chance you get. Yeah. Because if you see anything that remotely resembles this man disrespecting you, knowing that you're in the public eye, knowing that I will not tolerate disrespect, you are going to walk. So save yourself the time, save yourself the money, save yourself the heartache until you can come to a place that you feel, you know what, with or without a prenup, I choose you.
Right.
And I'm ready for us to do this. So I would just tell you, My answer ain't got nothing to do with your prenup. My answer got something to do with your energy.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like it's the right time for you to be talking marriage to that man. So I hope that helps.
It does. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Run, girl, run!
And sign up to our YouTube channel. Everybody sign up. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Official Boys Club. Sean Prez, Richie Dollars.
Yes, indeed.
Who we got, Rich?
All right, let's go. All right, I'm gonna give Bronx Tail Nelly, because that's your stomping grounds. Let's see if Bronx Tail Nelly's in the room. Where's she at?
Usually our Bronx callers do us right. She's starting off wrong. Good Lord. All right, let's end this. Rich, let's end it.
Gotta go. Is it warm?
My goodness.
Yeah, that's that Bronx shit.
Yeah, she was on a subway or something. And it looked like I ain't even gonna say it, but she was on the subway, there for damn sure.
Diva Jackie Mitchell. Nope. Okay, so now we're gonna move by that. Audrey Hughes. Are you in the room, Audrey? Audrey Hughes?
Hi, guys.
What's up, Audrey? Erica Mena, what's up, mama? Audrey Hughes, what's up, beloved? How are you?
I'm just fine.
Okay.
Glad to get back with you guys after my question from a couple of weeks ago. And I want to thank you guys. Me and Emma have started a group, and we're doing great now, thanks to you guys. And I took that leap. No longer using the kids as an excuse.
There we go.
Thank
But Audrey, you know the rules of our show. I'm happy to hear this update, but you could have DM'd us. If you ain't got a question, you got to go.
I do have a question.
All right.
What's your question, girl?
The question that I have now is relocation. Should my next move be relocating from this state back to where I'm from after making the moves that I've made?
That ain't a boys club question. I don't know. I don't even know how to answer you on that. I'm happy you made your moves, but that ain't a boys club question. I don't know even what to tell you for that.
That's that's a decision you gotta make on your own. I mean, we ain't equipped to tell you where to live at.
I mean, I understand that, but you helped me to make the first step in the relocation. I'm wondering if that's part of the process.
Audrey,
I don't think it
lead you to the water, beloved. We cannot make you drink. The rest is up to you. How the rest of this thing plays out is up to you. But thank you for being the Boys Club's first callback success story.
Yes.
All
Me
right,
and
Mama.
Emma.
And I'm gonna tell you something real talk before we go. You're Rich. You see her nails? Audrey got them nails done. Her hair's done up. She got that. It looked like a whole different woman. Audrey got a groove back for real, baby girl. I see you.
Yes, you told me to dust it off and start again, and me and Emma have been having.
Emma's our girl. Emma's our girl. All
Yeah.
right. So hopefully you part of Emma's group. But we out of here, Audrey. You be good.
All right. Shout out Erica Mena. What's up, Easy?
Erica, what up, girl?
Let's see here.
Yo, Erica really be tuned in.
Erica,
I like
fuck with
that.
the Boys Club. Erica, fuck with the
Yeah,
Boys
like
Club.
I like that. I didn't even know. I gotta start reading these damn comments. How do you be figuring that? She be hitting you on the side or something?
Nah, I saw when she came in, she waved. Um,
Got you.
who do I just let somebody in?
No.
Jackie Mitchell. Jackie Mitchell. Okay, maybe that's not. Lady One Powell. Lady One Powell. Lady One Powell. Is she in the room? There she is. What's up,
Hello,
beloved? How are you?
how you doing?
Good, good. What's your
Mm.
name? Where you calling from?
I'm Sean. I was on here before. I'm from New Orleans, but I stay in Austin, Texas right now.
Okay.
I have a question, but I'm gonna get into give you a little bit about it before I get into the question. Me and this guy, I've been knowing him for a long time in the project. You know what I'm saying? We grew up as high school, I guess puppy love type of shit, whatever it is. So we lost contact with each other. You know, we're grown now. I'm 40. We're grown. He been in a relationship. I'm currently in a relationship that's not working out. But he in my inbox telling me, you know what I'm saying, he been loving me, he been wanting me, he been, you know what I'm saying, want to be with me, and I keep running from him. I explained to him my situation, like, I said, we grown now, you know what I'm saying, what we had, you know, I understand how you feel or whatever, you might still have a crush. I said, but we grown now. I say, and I done moved on, you done moved on. I said, so, you know, after I get out of this relationship, I'm not trying to jump out the frying pan into the skillet. You know what I'm saying? I need healing. I need healing for myself with him. He seemed to not understand me, you know. And he always telling me he telling me that I always hurt him and crush him and this, that, and other. But how can I tell him, hey, look, this ain't what I want. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm currently in one, but when I get out this one, I'm not trying to jump into another one. I need healing. So, you know, how can I tell him that without me feeling bad or without him feeling like I'm trying to hurt his feelings? Because I'm not trying to hurt nobody.
Sean.
I almost can't believe this is a question, but I
It
guess
is.
I'll answer you. You
Just
tell him
what?
like you just told. Listen, here's what you should have did. You should have told him, look, it's this thing called the boys club, and I'm gonna try to get in on tonight on the live, and I just want you to listen in. That's what you should have did. But since
Actually,
you didn't do that,
actually, I did. I posted on Facebook and said, hey, look, I'm going to be on the boys club. Come, you know, everybody join in, tune into it. So hopefully he see it.
yeah, that's why I say I almost can't even believe this is a question because you just answered your own question.
I
Just
did
tell the man
answer.
exactly what you said. How do you tell him? This ain't about. See, here's the deal, right? Maybe I'm just a little more stern and a little more black and white than most people, but there's never no ambiguity with me. There's never no gray area. You know where you stand. And the truth is, you worried about hurting this man's feelings. What you should be worried about is healing. You should be worried about letting this man know that I'm not ready for a new relationship. So exactly what you told us, tell him, and he can take it however he want, but at least you told him, and then block him. But go ahead, Rich.
Nah, I agree. I mean, you basically answered your own question, and the reality is that if you don't respect that, because that's legitimate, that's a legitimate reason to not want to enter into a relationship, is because you just need to get yourself together. And if he don't respect that, then he don't respect you. And he don't really want to be with you if he don't respect you. He might want to smash. He might want to. It's been a while, y'all known each other, whatever the case may be. He might be feeling you, but if you don't respect the fact that what you're saying, what you just literally said right here to us, you can repeat verbatim what you just told us. Tell him, and if he don't understand that, then for real, you need to block his ass because that nigga don't mean you no good anyway.
Well, I'm going to do just that because I don't have time for the extra energy. And one more question, then I'm going. Sean, that was me inbox you
I
about,
know it was. I know it was.
yeah, about
I
the
know, but
boys.
this ain't the question that you asked though.
Ah,
I thought you was gonna have a whole different question for us.
Huh?
I said this is not what you asked on Instagram. So I thought you was gonna have a whole different question for us.
I know. Not my question about that. wanted to know, why do most men, I'm not going to say all, why most men feel like they need two partners, two women or whatever to make them feel good. Or I don't know what the reason is. I don't know. I'm asking y'all why most men feel like they need two women to please them. I don't understand. And especially when you've been in a relationship for a long time, like the same thing that she can do, you know what I'm saying, I can do. You know what I'm saying? I didn't did it. So it's like, why you need two relationships to satisfy you? I don't get it.
Rich?
I'm just amazed that we allowed you to sneak that little random ass question back in. At your ass. Something said bang on her immediately when she was finished.
I'm sorry.
Beloved, I can't answer that question. It's because if you don't allow it, then a man can't you can't accept it. You can't accept something that you won't allow. If a dude is trying to play you, then that's just disrespect. You need to walk away from him too. That's just that simple. If you don't play those games, and you don't play those multiple women games, and the dude is trying to play those multiple women games with you, walk away. Walk away. If you can provide him with anything that he's looking for out there, and he's still out there looking, he ain't really with you. He's just trying to have a good time.
Well, it's confirmed because I'm gone. I'm out. So, thank you.
Good for you, girl. Later. Shout to New Orleans.
Thank you.
All right. Camilla Bogle. Camilla Bogle. I don't think she's in the room. I feel like we seen Rita Ward. Rita Ward. Why I don't know that name sound familiar to me. Rita Ward. Just starting. Rita Ward, are you in the room?
Hey now, how y'all doing?
Rita, I'm gonna need a light, beloved. I'm gonna need a light.
Let me see. Could you see me now?
Yep.
We can see you.
Yeah, I was on here the other week. My question this week. Okay. How if you're from an urban area, okay, and so you get a guy that's from the suburbs. Urban area people really don't have nothing in common. Them dates be boring.
What?
Okay, say I'm from the hood, right? And I say I go date a doctor. Them dates is boring because we don't have nothing in common.
Well, what exactly is your question, Rita?
What are you talking about right now?
Now I'm just saying, like I'm from the urban area, right?
No, you told us that 3 times. You told us 3 times. What is your question?
My question is that I guess I'm confused now. Like I'm from
Take your time, girl.
You know how I say, okay, I grew up and went to Catholic school, and then you get with a guy that's from the public school.
But what is the question?
The question is, how do you balance that relationship? Because the urban person, like, you have to have patience. You don't understand, huh?
I think we do. I think we do understand it, but I don't know what's happening tonight. Like, to me, this ain't even a real question. If you don't have chemistry with somebody, I don't care if they from an urban area, a suburban area, if they from another state or another planet. Just don't date them. Like, find somebody that you equally yoke with. Find somebody that you got things in common with. I'm sitting here and I'm waiting. I just don't think that this is. I guess my best way to say it is find somebody you're interested in. It don't matter where they come from. If you're more interested and you got chemistry with somebody who lived down the block for you, and y'all got more stories that you can relate to, date that person. I don't even know. Yeah. I hope that helps.
Okay, I was just asking a question and just wanted to say hi to you guys. I was on here about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but 2 weeks ago you had a better question, Rita.
Rita, Rita, Rita,
Okay,
Rita,
so
Rita, 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 Rita.
yeah, Rita, this was, guys. Honestly, especially with the people who have been on the show, and um, don't force a question. That's the best way. Like I love having y'all on, but don't force a question.
And when you come on, please have your lights on so we can see you.
Okay, Rich, can you please go to somebody else? Yeah, for everybody, if you are hitting that request button, please have a question, especially for the young ladies who's been on in the past. We love having y'all on, but what we love more than anything are good questions that everybody can benefit from.
Hi.
Yo, Rich, hold on. Before we go into this, Rich, did you know?
Of course, I knew. They
Okay,
say,
okay,
when in
okay.
doubt, go to SB.
You know I got a question.
SB, what
So,
up? Good.
hey y'all. Happy Wednesday.
One thing
So
Good,
the
about
girl.
question
SB,
is,
one thing about SB, she gonna have a new hairdo.
Oh, every
this is
week.
the riddle. These are the same braids I had last week. Don't do that.
I don't know. They look different.
I just styled them different. They're the same braids, I promise.
Okay.
So anywho, my question is, should you disclose if you have a record, and at what point is a good time to disclose, if at all, that you have a record, like a criminal record?
I was about to say a record deal. Good, Rich.
Um, if you have a record, I think this goes along with what we were saying earlier. There's some things you don't lead with. Like if you have a criminal record, you might want to get to know. I mean, it depends. If you're a fucking convicted sex offender and you on a registry, it might be something that you might want to lead with and explain your scenario. But I don't think that you shouldn't lead with stuff like that. I think that you should, because people gonna judge you, and you don't want to be
Mm-hmm.
judged. And if you did something in your past that you're probably not so proud of, it might be a good time to get to know somebody, have a conversation with somebody, get on the same page with somebody before you start revealing who you are, and they judge you based on that, and they never allow you to get to that point. But it also, quite frankly, very, very important what that criminal record is for. If it's about you or weed back in the day or such. But if you're a murderer, I mean, like there's different levels to this thing, SB. There's different levels to this thing. And if we're going to talk about misdemeanor charges and things of that nature, then I don't think it's important for you to lead with that. I think you should get
Right? No, not anything misdemeanor. I'm talking about like a felony, like you know,
Uh,
something that counts. Not necessarily sex offender, but something that counts. Is it important to know, and when should you know?
I mean, I feel like when you get to know somebody and you starting to divulge who you are and your innermost secrets, then you might be like, well, yeah, this is something that happened to me in my past. But like I said, I don't know that you lead with, yo, what's up, man? You look good. I'm a convicted felon. I don't know that works for you.
let me
Right?
ask you
No.
something, SB. Real talk. Like you typically have questions asking on behalf of your friends. Is this just something you want to know, or you about to date somebody who got a record, or is this
I
one of your
mean,
friends going through it?
no. Neither. It's just
You're curious. All right, so
No,
so
I just wanted to know because I know someone who married somebody and they didn't necessarily tell the person that they were married to that they actually did time for a felony,
Yeah.
years ago, and then the person found out and like brought it up in an argument and actually used it as like a jab in the argument.
Yeah, but she
And
ain't leave. She ain't leave him, did she?
well, they're actually getting into
But they ain't getting a divorce because of that. I can tell you that much.
no, it's not because of that.
Yeah.
But she
So
definitely did use it as a negative, in the situation. So,
okay, I got a couple of things I want to say. I'll just make this as fast and easy as humanly possible. What is the statistic? One in five black men is in the system. So the real thing is, telling somebody if you don't have a record. If you come from an urban environment, as effed up as it is to say, like at some point you was probably locked up for something. And it's unfortunate, but we are targets. They will lock us up for anything. Not to say that it's dudes out there who did not deserve to be locked up, but the real question is, matter of fact, nigga, did you not do a bid? Like, have you not been locked up? So that's number one. Number two is I stand with Richie on this. Too much too soon. I don't care what we talking about, whether it's a record, whether you have epilepsy, whether you having problems with your baby mama. I just don't want to hear it. And I just think that this line of questioning, it really comes down to not a question of if it's a problem, it's just when to disclose it. And I don't think that it's ever a good idea to disclose this when y'all are really moving someplace that we are going to either be together or we're going to be intimate or we're thinking about being exclusive. But if I don't even know that I like you like that, we just getting to know each other. I took you to I don't know, Olive Garden twice. Like, I'm not telling you my life story. It's corny. Um,
right.
so it's
Now,
not.
here's the flip side to that question. If you were dating a female and she was a felon, would you want to know?
Depends what she was.
Would it matter?
It depends what she was locked up for. If she's a career freaking thief, then I want to know. Like nigga, I don't want you in my house, and I gotta follow you around. Like if you were ex prostitute, I want to know. Like if it comes, like, it depends what you was in there for. It really
Right,
do. But if you was
right,
locked up because you was protesting abortion rights, I ain't got a problem with that. But Gary,
right.
Rich, I see you looking over there.
Yeah,
You
what's
got
the
some
face?
thought.
I see your face. What's going on, Rich?
And you be asking rhetorical questions.
What do you mean? How's that rhetorical?
Come on, man. If somebody's got a criminal record, of course you want to know
Because
that.
most men, look, but most men wouldn't assume that a woman is a felon. Like for a guy, it's normal. Well, not normal. I don't want to say normal, but as Prez said, in the urban community, 9 times out of 10, a black guy has been locked up. But you're not going to always assume that with a female. So how is that a rhetorical question? It's always a
It's
flip
the
side
same
because the
concept,
sexes
men
are
and women.
different.
It's the same concept. Don't lead with stuff that's going to hinder you from moving forward in the relationship. I don't think anybody should keep secrets, men or women should keep secrets about who they are, what they've been, because what you do in the dark will come to the light eventually. We're going to try to buy a house and you're not going to have no fucking credit because you're a convict, and they're not going to give us our loan because you're a convicted felon. That's shit that people need to know. I don't know that you lead with that stuff, whether you're a man or a woman. Now, if you're a thief, then that's something that I want to know, but that's probably something that you're never going to tell me, because it's going to
Right.
absolutely hinder this relationship from getting off the ground if I know that I got to put every fucking thing I own in a safe because your kleptomaniac ass might walk away with my fucking chain or my watch. So
Right.
if
Now,
men or women, it's the same principle. It's the same concept. Men might be a little bit more understanding because the motivation is to smash, I would think. And niggas think with they pee-pee most times, and you're gonna fuck around and get caught up in some situations that you probably would look back in hindsight and be like, I should have never ever dealt with that or done that or moved that way. Women move a little bit more cerebral and strategic. So I would venture to say that nobody's going to lead with a criminal record, as they should.
Right.
But at the same time,
Right.
I guess it all just depends on what you did, who you are, and what you
Right.
did, and I guess if you want to tell your story. Does that make sense?
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I just think some things, if it's far enough removed and it's not that serious, maybe it's not important to bring up, especially if it's something that a person could use against you. Like somebody said in the comments, and I do agree. Sometimes divulging certain information is a negative, and it's not that it's important for the person to know. You just don't want to give anybody anything to use against you, and it happens a lot.
But if you're moving forward in a relationship, that's something that you want, that you should be forthcoming with your person. Because like my mother used to tell me, I don't care what you do, as long as I know what you did, I can get your back. But if I go into it blindly, I can't help you. I can't help you if I don't know what's going on. So I understand the whole concept of people saying, oh, I don't want you to know what my past is because you might hold it against me. But at some point, you're going to be able to say that, okay, me and this dude have gotten far enough in our relationship that I can trust him, or that I feel like this is time for the next level. And I might want to divulge what I've done in my past, my indiscretions of my past. I might want to divulge that because there's going to come a time where I feel like this is serious enough that we might need to do some things together, that this shit's going to come out anyway. Right? Like, you can't keep a secret forever unless it's just some regular relationship shit. If you just want to smash and we hung out a couple times and it is what it is, then no, I wouldn't imagine that you would want to tell me that you are a kleptomaniac. But if this is something that's going to come out and it's something that this relationship is getting serious, I'd imagine that at some point you'd have to be like, this nigga gonna find out anyway. Let me come and at least give him my side of the story. No?
Respect.
Respect.
Thanks for the answers.
Respect. As we keep doing.
Later, SB.
Keep coming
All
with
right,
the
later. See
hairdos,
you guys
SB.
next.
Sean Fraser's favorite.
Yeah, shout to SB, shout to Emma.
Emma,
Yo, where Emma at tonight?
Emma not, I was just getting ready to say that. Emma not even.
Yeah, Emma ain't even here. Shout to Emma though.
Nurse Shorty J. I think that was Nurse Shorty J. Okay. She loves Jay Swervo. I think that's a woman in that avatar. She loves Jay Swervo. Is she in a room? No. Moving down the line. Boss Lady Tia Smith. Boss Lady Tia Smith. Okay.
Hold up, Rich. Somebody in.
Hello. Three, two. Hello. Yo, wow. What? People, man. I don't get you people. Diva Jackie. Diva Jackie. Nope. Mickey Harris.
Not quite sure why people are hitting this request button and not coming in.
I have no idea. It's
Okay, we
it's
try.
it's Insamil Cruz. This is literally, I don't know, maybe we're being so hard on her. She just declined. Tia Smith. Yo,
You just hit her.
did I? And she didn't. So why they, and now so now people are carpet 9128. All right.
We're about to wrap these questions
Yeah.
because they taking away my energy. We was doing good tonight. You know, my joy that I have with this show is going out the window with every person that don't come on in here. All right.
I don't know,
But
but you know what,
wow.
Sean?
Hmm.
I'm doing this thing and it's, I don't know. I can't say that it's my phone, but when I hit the request, it just goes straight up in the air.
So
Like
maybe it's you're saying?
I don't imagine how it is. We've let people in, but I can't imagine I just clicked on 10 people and can't bring anybody in. Sample 1676. Jessica's her name. You. Do you have a question?
Hey, Richie.
What's up, Mama? How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
Question.
Calling from, where you
Good
calling
friend of
from,
mine.
Jess?
I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Okay. What's good?
Question. Very good friend of mine's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend now, flirts all the time. All the time,
Flirts with you?
indirectly. Yes, indirectly. They are no longer together. I want to tell her, at this point, they're no longer together. Should I still tell her? He still comes around because he still does a lot of things for her. Your opinion. Is it worth saying something?
Sean?
I don't have enough of the backstory. I'm so sorry. What you said you have a good friend. She has an ex-boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Her ex-boyfriend.
Recently they broke up. But
Okay.
while they were together for a couple years, at first it didn't happen, but just hanging out, he would start throwing hints, just very flirtatious hints.
Oh,
I
you
wanted,
saying that he is flirting with you?
yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't catch your question.
No, you're
So let
fine.
me
You're fine.
let me make sure I understand this.
Mm-hmm.
You have a really good friend.
Right.
Her and her man just broke up recently.
Mm-hmm.
Now that those two are broken up, he is starting to flirt with you and he's asking to come, huh?
Well, he was doing it throughout the relationship, but now at this point, they're not together.
Mm-hmm.
But he still comes
Okay.
around because he still does certain favors for her. Is it
Okay,
worth?
so what is your
Is it worth?
question?
Is it
What
worth
is the
telling her at this point? Because he still comes around. Is it still worth telling her?
Okay, really good question. And I think a lot of women get caught in this, and a lot of men, believe it or not, get caught in this situation because you're always scared to tell somebody because the other people, they're going to wind up back together anyway. So, excellent question. Here's my answer to you.
Sure.
Number one, how good of a friend is she to you?
I've known her over
I
10
didn't
years.
say how long have you known her. I didn't ask you that.
She's
How
very good.
good?
She's very good. Very good
So
friend.
y'all speak regularly?
Yes.
Okay, so this is somebody you consider a good friend.
Yes.
You plan to have this woman in your life.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think her and her man have a shot in getting back together?
No.
You do not think they have a shot in getting back together?
No, not on her part. I believe that he would probably keep trying, but not on her part.
Okay, so I would have given you the same answer, but this makes it a little bit easier. Of course, you tell her. If
Mm-hmm.
this is your friend, if this is somebody you call a friend,
Mm-hmm.
it is your obligation as her friend to tell her. Now, if she turned around and did what most people do, is get back with him and then get pissed off with you,
Right.
she was never a friend to begin with, but you did your part as her friend. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that she's a great friend to you, but if you are a great friend to her, to me, it's your obligation to let her know what she's dealing with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because even if her and this man get back together and she cuts you off and the worst happens, she knows what she's dealing with. You was ready to go after my friend, and if he do it to her in the future, she got nobody to blame but herself. But if you don't think that they're getting back together on her part, you have nothing to lose. She should know, and here's the reason why. Because if anything should come out, if there's any screenshots, if you said anything that can be misinterpreted,
Mm-hmm.
if y'all had a text exchange that can be misinterpreted and now he forwards it to her, you want to, that ain't what it looked like. I told you from the gate, and I was honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's if you are her friend, I think it's worth telling her. You risk, just so you know, it happens every day. You risk her turning on you, but how she reacts has nothing to do with you doing the right thing. But go ahead, Rich.
Here's my question to you.
Sure.
They were together.
Mm-hmm.
He was flirting with her, with you.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you have told her then?
I kind of felt uncomfortable to tell her. Like I really did. I felt uncomfortable. It's like they got together and um, they were together for a while, and me and her got even a little closer throughout this COVID because we did more family things together. So of course we combined our families together and do a lot of family activities. But in the process, of course, just us all doing family activities, of course, he would be out cooking, he would do this. So we all, became just closer friends. But just in that term, I would like to go out and have drinks and stuff outside on my porch. And she doesn't drink, but me and him, we all be outside, but me and him became drinking buddies. So I don't know if that was more of an interpretation to him as, we would be out there drinking and every now and then, maybe smoking a cigarette. I don't know if he was interpreting that as something different.
Okay. All right. So basically, there's a dude out there. He's kicking it with your girl. Come to find out, you and dude actually might have more in common. Y'all hang
Mm-hmm.
out on the porch. Y'all drink together. So he probably bonded to. He probably became more closer to you due to the fact that y'all have more in common. Um, you still should have told her. If
Mm-hmm.
that's your girl and that was the situation, you should have been upfront with her from the beginning. Was like, yo, you need to tell your man, check your man. It's starting to make me feel a little bit uncomfortable. With
Mm-hmm.
this being your man and everything, I'm starting to be uncomfortable. But I understand that y'all weren't as close then as you are now. So now here we are, and he still comes around every once in a while. So he's still in your circumference as well as her circumference, even though they're not together. What I tell you to tell her is that real simple. Yo, I understand the dude comes around, understand that y'all ain't together, and I understand that we all cool when we have like this little, connection with everybody because of who he is to you or whatever. He's been around for a minute. I don't feel comfortable sometimes with the way he makes me feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to you as a friend, and I'm telling you that I don't feel comfortable with the way he makes me feel at times. And it could be innocent, it could be just flirtatious, but I'm telling you. So you don't want to come in, you don't want to shoot the bazooka at him and
Right.
be like, yo, he coming for me, girl. But at the same time, you be like, yo, it could be something simple, but just like Sean said, just off the strength of our relationship, I'm letting you know. Now, you can take this information and do with it as you please. But I feel like it was important for me to come to you and tell you because you're my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how she reacts to that is whatever. That's why I'm saying you might not want to just go and throw dude under the bus, even though you probably know exactly what he's trying to do.
Right.
You want to be a little bit political with it and be like, yo, it could be something so innocent, but I'm letting you know as your friend that he's making me feel uncomfortable. Now you do what you want to do with that information. So now she's going to go back and she's going to say something to him. And he can either adjust it or he won't. But either way, you're going to be able to know that you disseminated and you did what you needed to do for that relationship, for your girl, right? So you don't want to be creep back.
Okay.
That makes sense?
It does.
All right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, Mama.
Bye-bye.
We'll take one more.
We take one more.
Let's see.
Everybody, if you came on late, please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Official Boys Club. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we will be moving this conversation over there in the coming up weeks. And additionally, please follow us, _Official Boys Club on IG, and for that matter, across all platforms. Facebook, the whole nine.
Hey y'all.
Can't. Hey.
I ain't know y'all was
Hold
just gonna
on.
add me.
Whoa. We can't see you.
Okay, I'm really going to I'm in the room though. I'm sorry. But I just had a question.
No.
You can't see.
We don't talk to empty screens.
Okay, y'all can see me?
There we go.
Okay, my bad. But
There we go.
I just don't talk about me, y'all. That's why you want to get in camera. But I just had a
No, listen. You gotta put your face in the camera. If you're not willing to do that, we can't have this conversation.
my face in the camera now. Y'all
Yeah,
can see me?
stop worried about your hair. Your hair looks fine.
Okay, so I just had a question regarding the girl that got on here last.
Okay. What's the question?
Okay.
Okay, well, it's not a question, it's a remark. I mean, your loyalty stands with your friend. I was saying it in the comments. Your loyalty stands with your friend. I know how girls is, and that's probably why she was afraid to tell the girl that her friend was flirting with her, because girls run off and probably say, you just wanted my man anyways, but that's not the case.
Hold on, miss. What's your name?
Keishayla.
Keishayla?
Yes.
Have you ever been on? Have you ever tuned into our show before?
No, but I be watching and listening to y'all.
Okay, so we don't do the whole comment thing. If you don't have a question, that this platform this is for women who have questions. So is your comment leading up to a question?
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay, we'll get
Okay. And look in the camera. We don't care how your hair look.
Okay, I do. But okay. So I was just finna say you could just her to come up to one at the top. Okay, I was finna just come up to her and ask like how is another way for she can ask her friend or tell her friend, because her friend probably just be like, you probably want my man, that's why you didn't tell me. So I was coming over here to ask like what else can she really say?
Can't do it, bro.
I'm with you, Rich. I was waiting on you. Please, if y'all are not happy with your appearance, please do not hit that request button. If you are not ready to put your face in the camera, please do. Rich, I'm even so surprised and mad at you, because she should have been X'd out 5 minutes ago.
I be trying not to be that other dude and be rude. So I try to
be him. Okay, here we go. Hey there.
How you guys doing?
Duchess, what's good? I am Duchess.
Okay.
Where you calling from?
How you guys? Delaware.
Okay, what's good, Duchess from Delaware?
Everything's good. I was calling My question is reflecting off the last lady too. How to deal with poachers, like women that deal with like how women should be able to step into that situation and be able to air it out with class, like not find yourself in that type of situation where you are alone with someone else's man. I think that was wrong. But how do men view poachers is, I guess, my question. When women are like having these kind of issues, how should it be dealt with?
What do you mean?
You,
Sean, do you
you
understand the
take your
question?
time. Take your time, Duchess. You know, I know you're on the spot, so if you don't mind, just go slow and just ask the question because we really don't understand what you're trying to say.
All right, let's switch the question then, because that seems like that's draining everybody. Um, how do you know if you're pursuing like a healthy relationship? Like, what are the signs that are positive when your relationship is thriving and everything is going well for a woman? Especially if it's like long distance. How do you be able to know that things are going in the right direction?
Okay. Are we talking about a long distance relationship specifically?
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty easy. You asked a pretty dope question, right? You said, how do you know if a relationship is going in the right direction? Number one, how does it make you feel, right? Like truthfully speaking, how does this relationship at the core of you make you feel? If if you find yourself um concerned all the time that stuff is not adding up, then it's probably not. If you find yourself worried that this person is being less than honest with you because everything that they tell you does not match what they're doing, then it's probably not a good situation. And you women, we talk about this all the time. Y'all, men were born physically the stronger sex, but God blessed y'all with this amazing intuition. He blessed y'all with this sixth sense. He blessed y'all with this intelligence that sometimes you can't quantify. You can't say, yo, I seen him do this,
Right.
but you know it in your heart. You know it in your gut. You know it in your soul. Listen to it. Listen to it. Too many women don't listen to their gut impulse. And God gave it to y'all, and y'all don't listen to it because it's usually never wrong. When something
Right.
ain't feeling right, it's probably because it ain't right. So
Right.
when you ask a question, how do you know when you're pursuing a good relationship? I ask you, whether the man is down the block, whether he's in another state, or whether he's on another planet, how does he make you feel? How does that relationship make you feel?
Right.
Is the sirens going off? Is your gut intuition going off, or do you feel like, yo, this is right?
Right.
And usually your heart and your gut, it don't lie. So that is, I would just say listen to that inner voice, especially if it's a long distance relationship. And then the last thing I'll say before I kick it over to Rich is it's something I always say on this show. You can tell if a person's into you based on the time that they invest in you.
I feel
It,
that.
it is people when they're into something. I don't care if they're into cars, I don't care if they're into photography, I don't care if they're foodies, I don't care what they're into. The things that they love to do, they find time to do it. So if your man loves doing you, he is going to find time to do you, and it doesn't matter where he lives. So If he is picking up that phone, calling you, if he is figuring out how I can take a plane, train, or automobile to see you, it's probably y'all are in a good place. He's into you as much as you're into him. Um, but if you
I
get a
think you're on.
text, yeah, if you getting a text once a day and it's never consistent, if you see a dude only when you asking, yo, we ain't seen each other, this, that, and the third, and it's a chore for him to say, it probably is not healthy. It probably ain't what you want it to be. So I would say listen to your gut, listen to your intuition, and just also understand that people invest time. Underline this word, bold it, make it capital letters. People invest time in people, places, and things that they are interested in. Go ahead, Rich.
I mean, I can't say much more than that. You hit it. You hit it. I think that you know in your heart what the relationship is. You know what's going on. Like you know how you feel. You know how the relationship makes you feel. Excuse me. If it doesn't make you feel good, then it shouldn't. It probably isn't somewhere that you should be. If you don't feel happy, if you don't feel like it's progressing, if you don't feel like it's what it's supposed to be in your eyes, then it doesn't matter what the other person thinks. You have to feel good about where you are in a relationship. And you know that. And if you don't feel like Sean said, if you don't feel like the amount of time or the amount of consistency or any of that stuff is something that makes you happy, that you're here, makes you feel wanted, makes you feel like this is something that's a mutual admiration society, then maybe you should move on from that. And that's the easy one. I mean, that's the easy one. Only you know how you
Yeah,
feel, Duchess. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can make you feel any kind of way. Only you, being self-aware, can look in the mirror and say, I feel like this based on this. And I'm happy to be here or I'm not.
So how do you gauge that? Like, how do you gauge,
You know it.
you know,
As
in the right direction?
as an adult, you know how you feel. As a person who's in that relationship, you know how you feel. You know how that relationship makes you feel. If that relationship doesn't make you feel like it's everything you want it to be, then it probably isn't. If that relationship makes you feel like it's everything that you want it to be and more, and you happy to be here, and you happy when y'all communicate, and you happy and you feel like everything is on the level, then that's probably a good feeling for you.
Yeah, but he's just too busy. He's just too busy.
I don't know, beloved. I don't know. I can't. You can't make excuses, and you ask a question and you get the answer, and then you try to form fit the question to make it what you want it to be, and it's really cut and dry. How do
I'm a
you
married.
feel? How do you feel about the
Hold
relationship?
up, hold up, hold up. Rich, you heard you all that we just said, and you heard what she said back to us? What'd she say?
She said, "But what if he's too busy?"
No, she said he is too busy. Is
Oh,
that
he
what you
is.
said?
Oh well.
That he
Okay.
works a lot.
I just gave you a whole freaking soliloquy
I heard
on
you.
okay, on time. Nigga, if he too busy for you, if too busy is in the conversation, it probably ain't what you think it is. Simple as that. Because when he gets off work, he would be coming to see you. When he's on his lunch break, he would be coming to see you. When he's sitting on the toilet, he would be calling you. It doesn't matter. It is time. All that too busy crap, maybe he's just too busy for you.
Yeah.
So let his action. We just gave you the best answers we could give you, and you come back to us where he's too busy. Well, I think you just answered your own question.
Sassy.
Sassy. All right,
You can be
Duchess.
so sassy. Thank you.
Later, Duchess.
Duchess, see, this is the thing though. You could give some. This is what I be telling you. You could give somebody all the advice in the world. You could give them the answers. You could give them the riddle to the Sphinx. And if it's not what they want to hear, they are going to form fit that advice or make you change up the advice to be what they want it to be. You just said, toilet, call, text. Lunch break, I'm coming to visit. Before work, I'm coming. After work, I'm sneaking over. There's no such thing as too busy for a relationship that you want to succeed. And you gave her all of that, and she came back with, "I'm too busy." So
Too
everything
busy.
you just said, basically, Sean, everything that y'all just said, I don't want to hear that. Because I want you to tell me what I want to hear. And that's not what the boys club is. We ain't never going to tell you what you want to hear. We're going to tell you the truth. And what you do with that truth is on you.
That's right.
You want to take one more? We done.
One more.
All right.
And actually, that was a really good call. So shout to Duchess. You know, Rich, where was she from? Maryland or Pennsylvania?
I think she said Maryland. I think she's, I don't know. What did
Some of our best callers, I don't know if you realize that, some of our best callers are from Maryland and Pennsylvania. But
Yep.
go ahead, girl. Who's this?
Molly.
Who? Hello?
Sorry, say that again.
What's your name?
I'm Molly. I'm from Detroit.
What's up, Molly from Detroit? What's your question, beloved?
Okay, so I'm dating somebody.
Okay.
Exclusively.
Okay.
And I have a homeboy, strictly platonic, nothing. I don't. Strictly platonic, nothing, honestly. This homeboy, I was in my relationship when I met him. I made it very clear. This homeboy tried to like be on that because I'm the type of person, no, I don't want friends. No, I don't need friends. No. So he tried to pretty much slide in because when he met me, I had my son with me. And my son was in a soccer uniform. And he was like, I used to play soccer, da-da-da-da-da. I could personally coach your kid, whatever. That's kind of how he even slid into having any type of contact with me. Long story short, he definitely likes me, and he can't stay in his friend zone. He's never pushed up on me, but he says stupid stuff like, if my dude calls me and I'm like, oh no, I can't hang out. Oh no, I'm going out. Oh no, I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to do this. He then starts always talking about that NIGGA, talking about my dude and how like I'm playing. Oh, you playing. You don't even know when somebody like, do I need to cut this person off? But it's crazy because they do have a very genuine spirit and soul, but it's just like, we're always on a back and forth, and then it's the apology tour, I'm sorry, and I'm like, don't disrespect me, don't disrespect my relationship, but then it always comes back to somehow he bringing up a dude that he don't even know.
You want to take this, Sean?
What is your question exactly?
Do I need to cut this friend off, or is there a better way that I can explain to him or decipher whether the friendship is genuine or whether he really thinks I'm about to leave my dude for him?
Have you ever had this conversation with him?
Yeah.
Okay. This man can only be in your space if you allow him to be in your space, right? So let's just start there. If y'all have had this conversation, if you've had it, if he has been told, I'm in a relationship with this man, me and you don't have a chance, you're in the friend zone, and he makes his way back to these same conversations again and again. I mean, you didn't tell us he's your best friend. You didn't tell us that y'all grew up together. You didn't tell. Cut him. Like, why is he still around? Like, I don't even understand why this is even a question. But if he can't get the hint after he's been told, cut them. I mean,
Yeah.
I just think it's as simple as that. But Rich, maybe you have more. I don't
Nah,
even have any more than that.
I think that if you're telling him what it is, he's not respecting your boundaries. If you set boundaries and he's not respecting them, you tell him, yo, my man, this is what it is. I'm old enough, I'm grown enough that I can have platonic relationships. But what I'm not going to do is allow you to try to infiltrate my relationship day in, day out. It's making me uncomfortable, and this is not something that I want to do. So if you want to play your position and be a friend, and you want to be somebody who we're cool with, and you're in the friend zone, if you can respect that, then you can stay there. But what you're making me right now is uncomfortable, and it makes me not want to be around you. So he needs to understand that. That's the boundary.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How long have you been together with your man?
Half a year.
Half a year. Okay, so it's pretty new. And how long have you known this friend?
Say that again, you broke up.
How long have you known this friend?
Couple months, 2 months.
Okay, so again, maybe I'm just old and cranky and we just been on this live too long. What are we even having this conversation about? Number one, here's number one. Number one, as a woman, and even as a man, because I would give the man the same advice. If you let anybody disrespect your girl, your man, you are like, yo.
It's crazy because he's not disrespecting my man. He's
He's
disrespecting me.
okay.
Anything.
Then the bottom line is you've been knowing him for 2 months. Why are we even having this conversation? This is not, he's not family. Y'all didn't grow up together. He didn't give you rent money when you was about to get evicted. Why are we having this conversation?
Word.
I mean, this is somebody you've known 2 months. And if he is at a place where he's talking about this NIGGA and he's disrespecting you and this, that, and the third, nah, like that shouldn't even be an option. There is a such thing as block.
Right.
He should be done. Like I don't even have nothing else to say. Rich, maybe you got more.
Nah,
No,
I'm just gonna say, yo,
we're good. Cut me out.
you have boundaries.
Boundaries.
That's it. It's the word. That's the word of the night. Underline that. Boundaries. Shout, Miss Detroit. All right, Rich.
Another night on the boys club, baby.
Yeah, again, shout to all our callers who called in. Thank y'all for tuning in with us every Wednesday night. Again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Official Boys Club. You could just type that in or type Richie Dollars, Sean Prez. It will come right up. Follow us, _Official Boys Club on IG, and really just spread the word. Continue to tell people about this show. We have a great time week over week. And, hit us, especially if you are shy. We do read the comments. We do read our DMs. So if you send us DMs, we will answer the questions. And again, please, y'all, if you hit that request button, be ready to jump on and jump in the conversation, but have something with substance to talk about. All right, Rich, you got the last word.
Yo, once again, thank y'all for logging in. You know, the community is growing. I see every week, you know what I'm saying? We it's getting to where we want it to be. And we did it the right way. And I take solace in knowing that. We didn't do no bullshit. We ain't on here trying to, do clickbait and we do it the right way. We do it the way we wanted to do it, and we stay true to how we wanted to do it. So with that being said, thank y'all for logging in every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Like Sean said, it's going to be on YouTube tomorrow. The channel is up, iTunes, all the platforms, we there. So Thank y'all. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's a great 2.5 hours every Wednesday night. And you know what? Next Wednesday, 7:30, we do it again. See y'all next week. Sean, I hit you offline.
One love, y'all. One.